Are you ready for your window shoppers to become paying customers? Equity Commerce is here to make that happen. We can help you automatically show the exact product visitors saw but didn't purchase on your site wherever they go on Facebook and Instagram using this magic called dynamic Facebook retargeting. To show these ads to your prospects today, sign up in your Equid Control panel in the marketing section and look for the Facebook remarketing app. This is fully integrated into Equid and Facebook and so simple and effective you'll wonder why you hadn't done this sooner. To help you decide, if you sign up now and spend $50 by February 15th, you'll receive a free $100 advertising credit from our friends at Facebook. Okay, back to the show.
This is the Equid E-Commerce Show with your host, Jesse Ness, along with Richard O'Tay.
Hey guys, Jesse Ness here. Glad to have you back. I'm here with
Richard O'Tay.
All right. So if you've joined us on previous podcasts, we're back again with our special guest, John Lincoln. He's the CEO of Ignite Visibility and was named the Search Engine Marketer of the Year by Search Engine Land. And they have the #1 ranked SEO company ranked by Clutch.co. Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing? Good to be back.
Good to be here. So last week we talked about keyword research, and this is kind of a SEO 101. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go, this is still on the SEO 101 topic. We want to talk about, okay, so you did all this keyword research. What the heck do you do with it, right?
Yep.
So we're going to take a look at, because this is focused on e-commerce merchants, we're going to talk about how do you optimize one page, and specifically we'll focus in on the product page first because most e-commerce merchants are selling a product. So, start with the idea that people already have done their keyword research and have a good 3 or 4 terms that they want to rank for on Google. What's the next step for an e-commerce merchant?
Okay, yeah. So when it comes to, actually optimizing a page, it's there's a lot to it, and I'll try not to go into all that with you guys. The way you would do a category is different than the home page, which is different than a subcategory and a subcategory. And, there's different things you can do throughout a page and systems that people have to refresh them. All that stuff I said, forget I said it. I'm not going to talk about it. But if you want to learn more about it, you can find out about it on our website. What I'm going to talk about today is the product page. And the product page should only be optimized for your product name. That's really the right way to do it. And so, usually you'll target your biggest terms on your home page or on your category page, and those are usually meant for more general terms. So your product page is actually going to be optimized for whatever your specific product name is. So if you have a site and you sell tables, for example, you might go after tables on your home page, then you might have a category for green tables, and then you might have your final inside that category, you have your products. And your product name might be specific, and it usually shouldn't be something that says green table in it. You want it to be unique. It might be, 4x22, table or something like that. So what you would do is once you know what that term is, you're going to want to optimize your page for that term. And the way you go about doing that is you optimize the title of your page, the description of your page, also known as the meta description, and that's only in the code of your page. So that's what Google pulls out and then shows in the search engine. You're going to make sure the product name is in your H1, which means heading 1 tag, and that's something inside the HTML, as well as your H2, and then throughout the copy. And then the final element on the bare bones, most basic type SEO you could do is making sure it's in the image file name, the image alt text, and then the image caption. And if you can do that, Google's going to have a really good idea that page should be ranking for whatever that product is. Now, you also want to rank for those other terms too, because probably a lot of people aren't going to be searching for your product name unless you're a bigger brand. So, the next level up, you want to go after the category type of term, or you might want to go after it on your blog. But that's kind of how you do the product page.
Got it.
Is there a reason why you keep the green table part separate in the category page, even though most people might think including that in that product page niches them down even more?
That's the biggest mistake most new e-commerce sites make and most websites make in general. They want their product page to rank for green table, right? And that's not the right way to do it. That'll actually really mess things up because it'll make it so your category page is competing with your product page. So you want your product page to be the product name, your category to rank for green table. You might have more green tables at some point, right? And so you want all those to be in there. So that's really something you got to watch out for. I can't tell you how many times we'll get a client in and then they optimized all their products for their category names and then their categories, are optimized for the same thing. Then nothing's ranking because Google gets confused. You only get one shot in Google to rank a page for one term. They don't rank you multiple times. And so you really got to pick and choose your battles there.
Okay, great. So, I think we will talk about the homepage and category pages on which one's the best to go for. So, sticking with the product page one last time. So, if you have a very specific keyword, you named your product that, and there's inside of Ecwid, there's a product description area, so you can type as much as you want about a product. How many words should a merchant type in order for it to show up in Google?
Good question. So the highest ranking pages on the internet are 1,500 to 2,200 words, which is a lot of words. But you don't need to do that for the product page. You do need to do that and maybe even more for a term like table or a green table or, something outdoor table or whatever. So those type of pages have an entirely different strategy than the product page. The product page is less competitive because it's just you. You came up with the name. There's not a lot of competition for it unless you have a competitor that named their products the exact same thing or there's some overlap in some weird way. So usually for the product page, it's usually 150 to 300 words. There's other things you can do on that page too. A lot of people like to get reviews on those pages so you can get the 5 stars in Google or however many ratings you have. That also adds fresh content, allows that page to rank higher as well as the website as a whole. But, it's kind of a delineation, and that's really the main way to think about just keyword research and optimization in general. You start at the top, that's the most authority, and that's the most content, and you kind of go down in a pyramid-like idea until you finally get all the way down and drop off in the product page.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So I know we probably start at the bottom of this pyramid.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's good to get that out of the way first so people understand that whole context, and so they don't make that very common mistake of starting with optimization for a broader term on the product page. So,
got it.
Yeah.
So don't name your products a very basic name. Name them very specifically. Use that same keywords in the description of the product.
Yeah.
And then maybe save some of those terms for more of a category page or a home page. In the interest of time, we don't have much time left here, so
sure.
Let's talk about. So you have a very specific product name on your product page. Let's go back up to the home page. What's a way? A lot of people don't like to put a lot of content on their home page.
Yeah.
And I get that. But what is a way to work in some content into a home page so you can talk about your main keyword?
So the home page is usually the most authoritative page on the site, and that's because all the other pages relate to it, and it has the most links from other websites. And the two most important things for ranking inside of SEO are the amount and quality of links that you have, and then the quality of your content. So the home page almost always has the most links. And so because of that, you can sometimes get away with a little bit less content. And people don't like to have a lot of content on pages, but basically, as long as the keywords inside of the title, it's throughout the page a little bit, you've got a pretty good chance. And you want to at least get a couple hundred words on that homepage if you can. If it's further towards the bottom in an FAQ format or something like that, that's okay. But it doesn't need to be the 5,000 words. So that's kind of how you want to think about that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for for e-commerce, you want to show the products really as soon as you can. You don't want to have paragraphs of text, So sticking with our example of, say, the concrete tables, I mean, can we, can I give my mom the example of, like, let's make sure in the headline here you're using, fiber optic concrete tables. You show some images, and then on the bottom, is it maybe there's an about us or paragraphs on the bottom. Is that a place where you can work in your keywords?
Yeah, that is a place you can do that. And, for your mom for concrete tables, I think you just got to say, hey, look, this is a really competitive term. So, where I talk to her, I'd say, I think we want to kind of theme the site for this, and over time as we build up authority and stuff like that, eventually we'll start coming on more and more. But I would be really looking for a more niche term. And depending on the number of products, you optimize a category for it. If there's not a lot of products that you have, you can also think about going after that in content marketing. So that's a big shift today in SEO. It's like, what do you target on the blog and what's a category? And that's something that we could talk about in a future episode. It's a lot to think about. But really, I think, for most people just kind of coming on and getting started in SEO, try to build a good foundation, some simple keywords in the right place with a clear delineation from top to product, and you'll be in pretty good shape.
Got it.
Yeah.
So maybe, homepage, we're talking 200 words or so, 300?
Yeah, a couple hundred words on the homepage.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
so
in good shape.
It's not too overwhelming for a new user to look at that, but you're still getting your words in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
And then for for a category page, do you want to start at the top of a category with a paragraph before you get into the
So
roots?
here's how the perfect category page looks to me. And there's a lot of different ways to do it, but you come in, it's the keywords in the title, it's in the description, it's in the heading. There's a little image thumbnail, and the thumbnail has the file name, the alt text, and the caption are optimized for that keyword, right? So meaning it's in there. And then what's really important is as Google crawls the page, they see that the products are also green tables, and they relate to whatever that category term is so that Google can pick up on that. And then there should be little descriptions for each of them as well so that there's some text on that page. And then you usually will put a little bit of text and description at the bottom. And that's going to get you in good shape. You can get a little bit more advanced than that, and that's for another episode. But that's the basic optimization there.
Got it. Perfect. So that's even more than a 101 for our beginning merchants. That'll
it's
keep
102 at least.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. So I hope we didn't scare everybody away with a little more advanced, but we want to make sure we cover some ground. So John, thank you for visiting the Equid podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, Jesse Ness on the Equid e-commerce show. You can check out equid.com for more information and ignitevisibility.com for more information from John. Well, Rich, there's another great show.
And when you add it all together with the other shows, you won't miss any strategies or new tactics on how to grow your online business.
So to make sure you don't miss anything, subscribe on your favorite podcast player. Rich, what player do you like?
Probably Stitcher.
All right.
How about you?
I'm an Apple podcast guy. I'm an Apple guy on that.
Yeah.
And we're growing right now. A listener asked us to add Google Play as a platform. So we just added that a couple weeks ago. We have Spotify, SoundCloud.
Nice. We're everywhere.
So subscribe on your favorite platform, and don't forget to rate and review us.
So we know what you think.
Yeah, rate how we're doing, review on what we have done, tell us topics you'd like us to cover, tell us if you think we're great and you are going to take over the world.
Subscribe, rate, and review.
It's the only way we'll know, and it keeps the shows coming. Thanks, everybody.